You're a tattoo guy?
He's got a lot that you wouldn't know about.
I never would have fucking guessed.
He's the first time I saw
hung out before
it
in the summer.
No.
Yeah, we have.
We've never. You guys have never
hung
hung out before.
We've hung out in the summer.
I've never seen your legs out.
I've never hung out with you.
I'm confident you've seen my legs out.
I haven't.
The four of us have never hung out.
There was one time you, me, and Pat Bircher were hanging out.
You had pants.
You
had gray pants from Uniqlo because I asked you where'd you get those pants.
Do you think it's Uniqlo?
Yeah,
is that what
Uniqlo.
you think it is?
What is it?
Clo.
Gives a fuck.
With a Q.
Uniqlo. I don't care.
I do.
Yeah, that's good for you. Go back to school.
I will say
Uniqlo.
That's like one of my favorite. That was like one of my favorite hangs because we went.
Jesus Christ.
To I texted you that we went to Spicy Moon.
You hate hangs.
Oh yeah. No, but Wilfred's got like an entire roster of friends that I don't like. I have like 4 friends in my whole life.
Me too.
And Wilfred, he's just friends with so many people where he'll be like, I had the best day with insert name of guy I've never heard of, and I'm like, what?
Let me tell you how he's able to do this. Me and him are not friends.
Yeah.
What?
This is an acquaintance deal. I've never talked to Wilfred on the phone. If I have a problem, I don't hit up Wilfred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of these people that are like, I hung out with this person, this person, this person.
Autumn,
they
turn
don't
down
have
Nathan's
friends.
mic real quick.
Yeah,
they don't have friends. They have a bunch of people that they float around with.
All of this. This is not cool.
Cut it out.
No, I mean,
we're friends.
You're friends.
Would you call me? We're not friends. Let's say that. But
do you know Nathan's number?
No.
Yeah.
You don't have it?
I don't think so.
I mean, come on, that telltale sign right there.
That's it. I like that he was offended that you said you weren't friends, and then you were like, "Do you have his phone number?" And he's like, "No, but like whose phone number these days?"
But it's like when I see you, I'm excited to see you, and I feel like we have a good conversation.
I really like running into you.
Yeah. That's a good friend. That's a friend.
See, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy is counting just people as friends.
And there's like people that like the thing that you'll do, and this is also because you are like. You recently have a girlfriend, but you don't have like any kind of like strong obligations, right? Like I always have to check in with a wife.
Yeah.
And, but like you can just go when like a mutual acquaintance is like, hey, we're all hanging at the park. If I say that to my wife, she'll be like, why? What are you doing? You got shit you want to go leave our home and hang out
I guess
like,
my girlfriend isn't mean, so I can just go do stuff.
See, I'm friends with his wife.
Yeah.
I'm friends with his wife.
He's better friends with my wife than me and him are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Old friends.
If I would call his wife with a problem.
Oh.
I've never called Andy with a problem. I've never called you with a problem. You wouldn't call me with a problem. You don't even have my number. You'd have to DM me. I'd see it in 4 days. You're dead by that time.
Yeah.
We're not friends. Who gives a fuck? All I'm trying to say is,
well, either way,
I was trying to help this man because he's like,
he's like,
this guy over here is hanging out with everybody. He's calling.
I know. Yeah, I'm not like hurt by it. I just think it's funny because I'm a dick where I'm just like, oh, I don't have space for more friends.
Yeah.
Like I won't really like, but I'm also lonely. I will say that I'm lonely. I wish I had more friends.
Yeah, I'm not at all.
I'm only on one group text. It's kind of a bummer, but
I've bailed on a bunch of group texts.
Yeah.
They just become.
It sucks when they're too big.
Yeah, doesn't this person suck?
Oh yeah.
Don't you hate this?
I do love those though. I love being involved in it. I don't respond all the time, but I love that it comes up because every once in a while you need to hear that someone sucks.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear it face to face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to live your life, and then they're like, hey, this guy sucks, and you're like, he might suck. He also just bought a Ferrari and drove it into a fucking Bugatti. So what? How the fuck does this help me?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But talking to a human person in their eyes is a much different situation.
That does feel better.
You know, I'm sitting at home. I got half a fucking peanut butter sandwich. You're like, doesn't this millionaire suck? You go, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he does suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or her.
How do you feel now?
I'm okay. Did we start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Known Zone. I'm Andy Haynes, and we are joined by my always present, constantly consummate little Pinoy boy, the little lotus root blossom taro root patty,
what were the new ones we had?
King,
Yeah.
the jolly boy himself,
that's right.
Wilfred Padua. You guys give it up for Wilfred Padua.
Everyone at home, clap.
And we have a very special guest today. longtime acquaintance.
Apparently not a friend of the pod.
Yeah, not a friend of Wilfred's.
On the friend of the pod. Big friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, not a friend of the hosts. But I do have his phone number. Please welcome Canadian Nathan Macintosh.
Hey.
Yeah, do it all.
Yeah,
you got
hi.
a dirt. Hey.
Hey.
I think the way when I define friend,
He's still on this.
it's like a person that like if like you did, what was the last TV thing? Was it Tonight Show?
Yeah.
I think when
Watch, he goes, here's how I define friends. Anybody with credits, they're my friend.
That's
Yeah.
my friend.
No, but the way that I define it is when I saw that you're on the Tonight Show, I was legitimately happy for you. And so
Did I know that?
Did you say congrats?
I'm
Did I know
probably-
that?
Maybe at some point
How would you have done that?
in person.
Do you see him that much?
We run into each other.
Where do you guys see each other?
Shows. What the?
What are you talking
We
about?
do the
I see it
same thing.
I think I see it like 6 times a year since
Wow.
2019.
I mean, okay, first of
But
all,
Wilfred, I like you.
I want to say two
This
things.
has nothing to do with anything.
I want to say two things. First of all, you're being too mean to my buddy Wilfred.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm
He is-
definitely not trying to be mean.
But
He's not
also,
trying, but he is.
I don't
If I'm
like,
being mean, I apologize.
I don't like Wilfred's definition of a friend where it's like if, you know, you
That's
guys
all I said.
if you guys hang out one time at a show.
wasn't one time.
Yes. You do have
We
you
hung
have
out in
so
Austin.
many friends.
I'll tell you this: we hung out in Austin. It was a great time.
Yeah.
And then my apparently more friend over here, I texted him after yesterday, the next day. I go, hey man, great hanging out. Austin is like if Cabin became a city. No response.
Yeah, he's bad at
Not
that.
a goddamn thing.
Yeah, he's really
not
bad
a
at-
fucking anything.
That was
Yeah.
it. That's all I didn't do anything.
Not a thing.
I'm really bad at that. I don't know how to I always save them to like I'm gonna reply better.
Yeah.
So I'll like
Do you get?
sit
Is
on
it like an anxiety thing?
a little bit?
I think
yeah.
that's what it was for me. But now I'm like, just do it.
I
I have
also
to tell
delete-
myself.
Well, here's my biggest anxiety is that it's gonna go on back and forth, which I think is actually friendship.
I do that.
that is considered.
Like
Some
that's-
people would consider
that's-
that friendship.
That's like how your friendships work. You keep talking,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, all right, get a good joke in, get out, and so I'll save it, and then I'll go through like a purge where I purge every text that
Yeah.
I don't have. An
Sometimes I
immediate
will
need to-
let it sit because I'll get the text and I'll see it right away, but I'll let it sit so that they put their phone down. That way it doesn't become a conversation.
Yeah,
It becomes more like an email
that's a
interaction.
smart one right there.
I keep my red receipts on so that I have to respond.
Oh,
And if I don't,
smart.
or I just won't open it, and then I will have to see it eventually. And also, I didn't care that you didn't respond. We had a good time in Austin. It was fun.
Yeah,
It was a fun hang.
Yeah.
Without you, I
We
would have
saw-
just wandered the streets,
saw-
sweating,
cockroach kind of
Yeah.
attack you.
screaming
This is
about
the
just
biggest fucking
food
cockroach.
trucks. God damn it! Even when we went to eat, was a fucking food truck in a building.
I did not. I had a good time in theory on the Texas trip. Like everything should have been good, but I think I was like too getting close to this fatherhood thing, and also, every time I go and I try to go out on my own and do like my own run of shows, and then it's just like 65 people show up, I get bummed about it.
You
Yeah,
also
of
got
course.
sick.
What?
You got sick.
Yeah, I got sick. That also did it. The day
Yeah.
after, I thought I had COVID. I didn't. That's why I didn't tell you that.
But when I was in well, thank God.
Yeah.
The last time I was in San Antonio a month before that, and I got violently sick. Maybe it's just Texas.
Well, it's also 107 degrees. Like
Yeah.
that's
and then,
like a normal
and then
thing.
zero
To get sick.
inside of a building,
Yeah.
freezing. Every building unbelievably freezing, cooking outside.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, thanks for coming to the Austin shows, everybody. Thank you for supporting us.
The Dallas ones too. That Dallas show was so much fun.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
thought that was the night that I thought I was like actually like fully
Yeah.
giving everybody COVID, but I didn't want to not do the spot. So
Well,
I
and I told him, who cares? Just give him COVID. I mean,
Yeah.
who cares now?
I mean, I
Everyone's
was
dead
I
that's-
was
that
really. This is like
died.
what I was talking about last time. I had a full on panic attack.
Everyone
going home.
everyone's dead that's gonna die from COVID.
everyone's dead that was
di-
gonna die.
Yeah.
That's true. Speaking of death,
we
on
got a-
today's topic,
We got a big death episode.
yeah, we're talking about something near and dear to
Yeah.
our.
Do you know about
our guest.
that we do a topic?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I don't think I've ever talked to either of you before today.
Yeah,
No,
this
we
is-
literally
got you off
talked
the
about this
street.
in Austin.
Yeah, we talked about
About
this.
this podcast?
We talked about the
Interview.
podcast
At
and we talked
midnight.
and you told us we
At
should do
midnight?
this topic.
It's about midnight when we were hanging out.
It was about
eating
midnight.
Fucking
okay.
trash ass tacos out of a fucking food truck.
No, we weren't.
How
at
do
the
you
food
live
truck.
there?
We weren't at a food truck.
We were in a building that was a food truck. It was
No,
a
you
food
guys
truck
went
in
to
a building.
Disgusting bar. And then we went to Velvet.
I'm not lying. That place, somebody goes, "Oh, that's a restaurant." You go there, it's a food truck and a wall.
Yeah.
And then where we went for those tacos, that's a fucking food truck with some chairs
Nice
and
table.
a ceiling. Nice tables.
It's
Kinda.
legitimately a restaurant.
No dice, man. It's a fucking
They have a
food truck with
kitchen.
chairs.
Nathan
it's
only
an inside
Nathan
food
only
truck.
considers it a restaurant if a waiter comes and puts a napkin on your lap.
No, a waiter, a server, somebody. We
Okay,
went to a
okay.
food truck.
I see what you're saying. You have to have a server.
That's a
for it to be
restaurant. We were in a cafeteria.
Is McDonald's a food truck?
No.
Then
What is it?
It's a building that also has a play place.
Okay.
It's a separate deal.
Oh, got
Okay,
it. If
it's
there's
a
a
separate
playground
deal.
But
inside,
I will say it could also be defined as a very shiny, very up to date food truck.
so if there's a food truck with a playground in it, it's
It's not a
food
food truck.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
That
Okay.
would have been an establishment. I would have called
Got
that
it, got
taco
it.
place.
Uh-huh.
Either way, no, I do remember you guys.
We did bring up the podcast,
Absolutely, I remember.
and you actually told us the topic that we should do.
Yeah.
For
That's
you.
the topic we're
Did
doing.
I say that?
Yeah.
Or I just said, have you guys talked about this? By the way,
No.
can I say real quick before I consider you both friends,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to be here. And if I've
Can we put that up top?
yeah, put it up top.
Can we
Answer the
make this
first 10 minutes.
clip?
And the
Nathan saying we're friends.
and also I just I apologize that I just come into things talking.
yeah.
So this is
it's better, just so you know. It's better than what we do.
Yeah, we wait.
We like sit there and we're like,
I don't.
so how was your weekend? Like you definitely have better podcast energy than we do.
But sometimes I feel bad because I'll just fucking walk in and start screaming shit.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, I'll say enough that we won't even get to the fucking top.
But hold on, where
But I
where
wanna
does
get to
this
the
come
topic.
from? Like, where does it? Like, were you like one of 8 kids or something? Like, what?
No,
where does
I
this
have,
energy come from?
Is this? Well, let me ask you this: before you get into the topic, before I answer that question, is this podcast in any way therapy?
No.
Okay.
It's informational.
Okay.
So basically, the premise of this podcast is that I know a little bit about everything, and so we're going to continue that process on. I appear smart, but all I know is just a little bit about everything. So we pick about, like, we did Cleopatra and Marcus Anthony, and we just like do a different
topic, and we do a
and then
deep dive.
Deep
into
dive,
it.
and then if we get to it and it's informative, that's fine.
How-
And if not, whatever.
Well, I remember the topic and we're doing it. But
Yeah.
how do you know a bit about everything? Are you constantly reading, or have you always been?
I'm just
interested
gleaning
in history?
No, I'm just gleaning everything, and I have like a kind of a somewhat photographic memory, and also just like a liar's cunning where I can connect the dots. I can make it seem like I know what I'm talking about, but all I'm doing is really like trying to figure out a way to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know?
I got you.
Do you want to test me on it? You want to see like a little bit of it in action? Can you think of something that you want to like? You can grill me. You can just like.
I'm not gonna grill you. I'll ask you one stupid question, and then I mean, we'll get to this topic.
Yeah.
Like
you've taken over.
No, I don't mean to take over. I'm trying to not take over. What's the? Do you know the year that Hitler came into power?
I want to say.
Do you know the year?
I believe so.
I want to say that it was 1932, but I'm not exactly sure because I know that Germany's kind of lean into fascism was part of their economic collapse, where like their currency actually became so devalued that you could burn it.
Yeah.
So I want to say that it was
People were using, they were able to use the currency as toilet paper.
Yeah.
Because it was cheaper than toilet paper.
and so I just would assume that it would be kind of like around 32, 33.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
He knows everything.
He knows a little bit about everything. Yeah.
Nathan, you are a very funny comedian from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Very few. I want to say you besides Nathan Fielder, you might be the only person I know from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Nathan Fielder's not from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh well, then I
He's
just
from,
saw him.
is he from BC?
He's from BC.
Oh, I'm just thinking of when I saw him on the Hour Has 22 Minutes or whatever.
Yes, he worked on that show in 2006, 2007.
Were you there?
I was not there. You know, I never worked on that fucking show.
No, but you were in
Everyone
Halifax.
else.
No,
has.
I lived in Toronto. Every other fucking comedian in Canada
Yeah.
has worked on that cocksucking show.
Yeah,
Sophie worked on it.
Who didn't?
Gavin
Who
worked
the
on
fuck
it.
didn't?
Yeah,
I don't
Gavin
think
did
Graham
work
K
on it.
ever worked on it.
I think he did. He's like a janitor or something.
Pat?
He did something on it.
It's not great.
Everybody did. I'm the only person. What's funny is, who gives a fuck? Anyways, no, I was not there at the time. I was already living in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
But were you a little bit like there's some things that I wish that I would have got asked to do that I didn't get asked to do, but now I'm beyond them. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
now it would be a step back, but I'm still a little.
Like what?
Let's think
I
about
wanna-
Like
those.
what?
Yeah, what's he
Like
beyond?
what? What are you above?
What are you above?
What are you past?
Well, any like new face type of thing. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, I never
I'm
got
an
new
old
face,
type
yeah.
of thing. But you want to know something fun? Is that I really seemed like I was going to be something because in 2010 I got new faces off of my very first audition.
Yeah.
So people really thought I was going to be a real go getter.
Uh-huh.
Little did they know I have depression.
Yep.
Anyways, go.
Go
Halifax.
what? What do you want me to say? Yeah, I'm from Halifax. Nova
Did you
Scotia.
start in Halifax or in Toronto?
I did like 4 shows in Toronto. Sorry, Halifax, and then moved to Toronto.
Oh, so there's like a comedy scene there.
There is now. At
There
the
was
time,
a
there was,
Yucks.
yeah, there was. There is again now. There was when I started, man. There was literally one show every Sunday at this place
How
called.
big is Halifax? I'm sorry.
It's like now. Fuck, I don't know. 600, 700,000 people.
Okay.
500,000 people.
It's a good sized city.
Oh.
It's not a bad city. It's all right. You got a bunch of shit.
I heard
put
that,
in there.
I heard downtown's beautiful. I heard it's like a quaint little like it's like a perfect like fall vacation kind of town, right?
Yeah. There's parts of downtown really fucking bother me now because this is for 2 people maybe. Halifax now is not, and you could say this for anything, and I'll just be an old man for a minute. Halifax is not in any way the way that it was when I was growing up. Halifax, the downtown core now seems to be, let's do everything we can to push out every single person that's ever been from Nova Scotia, get them the fuck out of here, and we'll bring in all the school people going to school from fucking Ontario and all this kind of shit. The
yeah.
downtown now is not like,
Is it just like a modernization thing? Like all your local businesses are gone?
sure.
Is it that? So is it like everything's catered to like 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds?
I think everything is catered to, and I'm just talking to people, one going to school from outside the province or, fuck, I don't know, man. They're the last time I was there, walking around the waterfront, it is nice. They took out a part of it and built this big fucking building with this nice restaurant in it. It's it's whatever. It's nice. But you just sort of go, is this place just trying to be Toronto? Or are we just trying to get out all of the
Well, what do
pirates
you
that
want-
used to fucking live here?
What do you want it to be?
I want it to be Halifax. I
You
want it to be a fucking pirate ship down
kinda-
there. I want to be down there, and you might get drunk. You might fight somebody. You might be in a hole. You might go to fucking Pizza Corner that doesn't exist anymore. You might get a fucking donaire, and the people, somebody that makes it is like, knows what the fuck it is, and not like a fucking thing that doesn't exist. Does it make any sense?
Kinda.
Okay, so are you saying it? Is it kind of like Austin now?
No.
Austin.
I think you just mean modernization, right? Like so like where there
you
used
mean
to be like a
modernization,
pizza
like-
corner or the
Mhm.
donaire shop, now it's like there's a chain restaurant and it's connected to a bigger shopping center and there's like hotels and fucking it's like Robson Street in Vancouver. It's just like a bunch of chains and it's not the city that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a good segue into our topic today because many people in 1917 woke up to a city that was not the town they grew up in.
Well, they were all. I did try to learn some about this.
Yeah.
I fell asleep to like 3 different documentaries.
Nice. That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Documentary about your entire place. This guy's like falling asleep.
I mean,
It's not
honestly,
that-
I will tell you this. I did a bunch of research on it, and I also watched a few documentaries because that's Wilfred's method of studying for the podcast is watching YouTube documentaries. There really wasn't a lot. There was like a bunch of like kind of one-off, and there was one CBC production that was just like an old woman who like didn't have
Yeah.
like any TV expertise, where they were just walking around like the saddest part of Halifax, like it
It's
was like
just
an
sadness.
abandoned lot.
So
and
we're
she was
talking
like,
about the.
right here was an entire logging company, and you're like, all right,
Yeah, we're talking about the Halifax explosion.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of the documentaries were just like, well, this used to be a happy family.
December 6th, 1917
Yeah.
is the date of the explosion.
Where was I, you ask?
Deep in some DNA.
Yeah, way back
In a
there.
grandfather's
Do you have
balls.
was your family in Halifax?
No,
Were they in Ireland?
I don't know.
Scotland?
My mom's side is Scottish. My dad's is the other one.
Irish?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know if were their parents from
Have you
Canada?
asked them
No.
questions before?
No, no, I don't give a fuck.
What is
I don't
this?
know. What do you want me to do? Ask these people, hey, where the fuck are we? I don't care.
Yeah.
I did.
Ask them.
No, I don't give
This
a
is
fuck.
a
One of them
very
can't. One of them
normal-
can't be asked. And the other one, if you ask her a question, gets real fucking defensive about shit, kind of like I am now.
Yeah.
I did a 23andMe.
This is a very weird.
I did a 23andMe years ago, and it was like you're fucking 97.8% Irish, and I was like,
well, nobody's wondering where you're from, Macintosh with red hair.
yeah,
Like,
but
that's
what,
a pretty
you just
obvious.
asked me. You
No,
just,
but I'm asking, were your folks, like, were your people? Are you? How many generations?
I don't know.
Do you have grandparents that were in Canada at the time?
Sure. I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, is everybody beating off
Most
to their
people-
fucking lineage? I
Yes,
don't know.
most
I have
people
no
know.
idea where the fuck. Why would
are
I
you
care?
most people know. I don't
I'm
know.
try-
How's it
I'm-
crazy?
It
that
gives
you
them
don't-
a sense of place.
I have no place. I'm here
This is
on
why
random
you're this way.
podcasts yelling about the fucking how Pizza Corner's not in Halifax anymore. I don't know where the
This has
fuck
somehow
these people
become
ended
the
up came
most
from. I don't fucking
unhinged-
know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, somehow this
I don't
is
know if I had a great grandfather there. Or actually, no, I didn't. My great grandfather, I met him. He didn't. He wasn't
Okay.
fucking there.
Did he have an accent?
He had a fucking maritime accent.
Okay, so he was in Canada. All right, so we got one
Okay.
down.
Yes, but if you're asking if they're in Halifax directly,
No,
and they were at the
Canada.
harbor watching two ships fucking
No,
collide,
we just mean,
then I don't know.
Are you from? Do you come from a lineage of maritime people?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
And
That's all
my
we need.
question was leading to: was there anyone in your family that was affected by this?
Don't know.
Did you see
Okay.
the documentary where they had the 106-year-old woman on there?
I don't think so. I mean, if I did, I fell asleep to it. The only thing I remember was there's a dude that was like 90 years old, and he goes, "Yeah, so I was standing there about 1,000 yards away, and I got it blown all the way to right here."
Really?
Yeah.
That rocks. That's like cartoon level, like Baron von Munchausen
Yeah.
level, like getting shot across 1,000-yard
Yeah.
space. They said so. If you guys don't know the
You don't
story
know.
behind the Halifax explosion,
Nobody knows.
it's weird that most people don't know. It was the largest explosion, man-made explosion preceding the atom bomb. So
Fuck
it
you,
was,
Oppenheimer, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Actually, did you
Sit
know?
in a fucking desert and make a bunch of bombs.
One thing I did learn is that Oppenheimer studied the Halifax explosion to like help with the explosion that he was
Oh,
going
he
to create.
did. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That wasn't
Well,
in
it's
my
not in the
documentary.
movie. They don't put that in the movie.
Yeah.
This
they-
guy going out to Halifax, riding on the harbor hopper, getting some fucking fish and chips with some malt vinegar.
What a bitch.
What a cocksucker that fucking guy was.
Well, I don't think he went there to try to get fish and chips. They were all blown up.
I don't think.
By
Yeah.
then.
They rebuilt it pretty quick.
But-
oh, really?
Yeah. I will say
1 hour. Devastated, and they had it back up in an hour.
there's an
Yeah,
IKEA
that's how
in
hard work-
Halifax that they just went and got all the parts from.
I didn't know that though about Oppenheimer, and that honestly makes me sad.
Really?
Yeah, that's such a sad thing.
Do you have a relationship to are you you're obviously passionate about Halifax, but were you guys raised on this notion of the Halifax explosion? Like, did you do a remembrance? Did you on December 16th?
Yeah, my mom would stand in the
December
kitchen.
6th.
December 6th, would
there
you
was a
guys all
silence.
stop everything? Yeah.
There's a full silence. Halifax does do a thing. Did do a thing. I can't remember, man. But I will say this. First of all, if anybody doesn't know what the fuck it is, two ships
I love that-
collided in the goddamn harbor.
When he gets stuck, he gets mentally stuck, and then he just yells his way out of it.
Yeah, I do. It's like you yell yourself out of you're like in a knot and you just yell the
Because
rope out.
I do remember there was I don't think it was for that though. I'm kind of just talking to myself. In Nova Scotia and the Maritimes in general, I believe, definitely Nova Scotia, we learned about the Halifax explosion. Then when I moved to Toronto and the rest of the country, just talking to people, nobody knows what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But in Halifax, they teach it.
I think that's interesting because it was such a big. I mean, if you guys don't know what it was, December 6th, 1917, a Norwegian cargo ship crashed into a kind of clandestine. It was a Swiss. No, wait, what was it? It was a French munition ship.
Which one was the Emu?
The Emu was the Norwegian.
Okay.
And the Emu got kind of like pushed out, like it got like pushed into the wrong lane. There's an in and out lane in the Halifax Harbor, and it crashed into this munitions ship called the Mont Blanc. The Mont Blanc had no warning. Like there's usually a warning system to let you know if a ship is carrying like, dangerous products, but because it was wartime, you couldn't mark them because they said that there was literally German spies. It was the biggest port that everybody was taking to get to World War I from North America. So there was German and Hungarian, Austro-Hungarian, whatever, spies in that harbor, in Halifax Harbor, so that if a ship was
still there to this day.
Yeah.
The spies are. Yeah.
Absolutely. And those guys.
And they're running. They're running. I was going to try to think of a Canadian chain, but I couldn't. A&W. They have an A&W.
A&W would be great.
Yeah.
It's working at A&W. Those guys that were on that ship knew that it was an ammunition ship.
Yeah.
Ship or whatever.
They got the fuck out of there.
They bailed. Told nobody. They ran into Dartmouth.
Yeah.
They just left.
Wait, so they just hopped off the boat?
Well, okay,
and
let's say the Emu was in the wrong lane. It basically got stuck on the wrong side. It crashed into this ship, the Mont Blanc.
So
and
the Mont Blanc.
Silent.
The Mont Blanc. Okay, sorry.
So the Mont Blanc, was
trying to get out of the way.
I only did that to him because he did it to me earlier.
What I know is that it tried to turn around or try to go in reverse.
No, that was the Emu.
I think it's the Mont Blanc.
Let's get to what happened.
It blew up.
It blew up.
It was carrying all sorts of.
I was getting there.
Okay, go. Citric acid.
But it tried to go in reverse, which made it turn sideways.
Yes.
And then the Emu ran into and created
impact created a fire.
A fire.
And then everybody on this was like, "Oh, we haven't told anybody. This is full of TNT. Basically,
Yes.
It's a giant bomb."
And they told nobody.
Yeah, they just got off and they rode to shore and they got away. But this is why I was gonna. Something that is funny is that because the fire had started and the ship just was abandoned and just floating into Halifax Harbor, a fire truck came, and of the fire truck, nobody survived except the driver of the fire truck survived. I mean, they were on their way there. They weren't even putting out the fire yet.
Yeah.
But they were on their way there, and the reason why they know he's the driver is because he still had the steering wheel in his hands.
Oh.
He got blown the fuck out, and
That's not funny.
it is kind of funny.
That's great.
He was alive, so it was funny. He was like,
Yeah, people just went down to the harbor and were watching a ship on fire. 'Cause it's 1917. That's a party.
Yeah, that's a thing to
Decimated. People
Yeah.
were just eviscerated.
Instantly, 1,600 people died.
It is like awful, but it is hilarious that everyone was like, "Oh, I just want to watch." Like they saw a ship on fire,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Wow, that's
do that
that's a
now.
cool
We would
thing."
all
to...
die if we were
Yeah,
in
100%.
Halifax that day.
Absolutely.
All of us would have gone down.
You might
and been
die
like,
today.
Yeah.
People would watch it today.
Yeah.
How much time happened between the collision and the explosion?
A couple hours, I think.
in the area of like 2 hours total.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
'Cause, I
big
mean, it
day,
was like
1917.
it
You're
was-
down
I
there
know.
watching it.
just full of fuel and bombs, basically. The
Yeah.
whole ship was just full of bombs. It was
Yeah, because
2.9 kilotons of TNT.
like that dude that got blown 1,000 yards. He had heard like, "Oh, there's a ship on fire. Let's all go down."
Yeah.
Like that's so funny that everyone was like, "Oh yeah, let's go have a good time looking at
Yeah,
at a
something
ship."
to do. It's 1917.
And then they all died.
We can stop doing that stick.
Where you get the wheel to go
Yeah,
down.
stick wheels done. We can stop playing jacks. We'll go down and watch a fire, and then literally eviscerated, city destroyed. Some anchor got thrown like miles and miles.
Yeah,
and
they
miles
found
away.
they found
miles.
pieces of the Mont Blanc, like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
Newfoundland heard the explosion. I did not know Oppenheimer studied that.
Yeah.
That's so psychotic.
Also, there's some kind of other funny details about it. The funniest one Sorry, I know it's not funny because it's like, where your grandparents were all killed.
They weren't
But,
there. He doesn't know.
I have no idea. Might not.
They
have
were
been
in St. John. It doesn't matter.
Could have been St. John. They could have been Miramichi. Who the fuck knows?
Hey, Known Zone idiots. It's your boy, Wilfred. No, this is all about me, baby.
Yeah, let him do this one.
Yeah. Hey, Known Zone idiot. Let's go back to the beginning. Known Zone idiots. It's your boy, Wilfred, the one you trust the most. We got some fucking merch. I just wanted to open it up and show you what it is and what it looks like. This is an actual unboxing. I've never seen any of this before.
Wow.
First one is the tote bag. The tote bag is now available in 2 different colors, per my request.
Whoa.
It's pretty tight.
How's the material on it?
Feels good.
That's great.
It's a strong canvas.
awesome.
You're gonna want to go grocery shopping with
Toss
it.
it over to me.
You can put a little baguette in there. You can touch it as much as you want.
Nice. This isn't something I'd throw away.
And then I got her to make it in
Whoa.
white because Andy's white.
Yeah, and it's
This is the
disrespectful.
shade of Andy.
Yep. Thank you.
This is actually a special one that was specially made for me. But if you guys want this shirt, we'll put it in the shop. Did I ask for it in navy?
You didn't specify.
I didn't specify, but it's actually the same. It says the Known Zone on it.
Wow, that's great.
It's a good shirt. It's soft.
We gotta make some more of those.
You gotta go to knownzonepod.com, get this, buy it. You can also apparently subscribe to a higher tier, get this on discount.
Wow.
Honestly, if you subscribe to the $10 tier, get the discount, pay for all of it, and go double back to the lower
5?
tier.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
We're not gonna tell the
Yeah.
police.
We're here for the people, all right? And also,
Autumn doesn't like this at all. She's pissed.
Yeah,
You
she's
just-
pissed.
Her whole world.
Yeah, we just saw money fly out of her pockets. Okay, back to the episode. Bye, guys.
All the neighboring fire departments came because they heard about it. I don't even know how they heard about it, but they get in with their fire trucks, and it's all the wrong kind of connection to the fire hydrants.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
none of them can set up their hoses. So
How they heard about it is the bang, probably.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
The giant
people in
the
Newfoundland
giant-
heard it, for God's sake.
Yeah.
the giant mushroom cloud above the city. They were like, wait
Yeah,
a second.
the harbor, big waves washing over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, there was a tsunami as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a 10-foot wave of water covered the entire city, either direction of the ship.
And then at the end of that month, there was a giant blizzard.
No, the next day.
Was it the next
The
day?
next day,
I
there
thought it
was
was
a
just
giant
later
blizzard.
in that month.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go back to the tsunami because I also want to cover the blizzard part. So, because I don't understand, I guess, the physics of this. There's an explosion on the harbor.
Yes.
Wouldn't that create the waves to go outward, away from the shore?
Well, it's in the harbor. It's like it was like a thin stretch of water between two areas of land. So if this ship's in the middle of that, the water's going to go out from every direction towards the land.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
I mean, it wasn't like a tsunami in the sense that it like went a large distance.
Like it's not
but-
a Japanese issue.
No,
Japan had a tsunami.
it's not a Japanese wave that the
Yeah.
Japanese sent. It was just that it killed everybody in that area. Like it was like they got their houses blown on top of them, and then a giant wave of water, and then literally like
Frozen.
the next day,
It's unbelievable.
2 feet of snow fell on them.
What?
Yeah, they said that like an extra like probably 3,000 people died just because they could have been rescued, but then they got covered in snow, and then nobody knew where they were.
Yeah.
So
we watched, you guys might have seen the same documentaries I did in school. They showed us documentaries about that, and they showed like, I remember kids in hospitals, because people also were at their windows watching.
Oh, yeah,
a bunch of
glass went in their
shrapnel,
fucking
yeah.
face, and like,
there's that picture of the little boy with like
Yeah.
just half his head kind of.
we probably saw the same thing. I don't know how. I was actually in a movie about the Halifax Explosion that was made for CBC 1,000 years ago. I was an extra in this fucking movie that they made for about the Halifax Explosion.
Oh,
Were
really?
you a child actor?
When I was like 16, I skipped a ton of school and was an extra in a bunch of shit. The Martha Inc. movie
Okay.
on NBC about Martha Stewart.
Were you in Juneau?
I was not in Juneau. No.
But that
Oh.
was filmed there, right?
I don't know. I know the good Dr. Elliot Page is from Halifax. Yeah, no, I was an extra in a movie about the Halifax Explosion.
Oh.
Remember that right now.
Were you a victim?
I was in a church a guy came in with a big heartfelt speech talking about the explosion, basically.
Oh, okay.
So
you were there after the explosion happened.
I believe so.
Okay.
They didn't really. They were just like, put on this. There's no collar on this shirt. It's 1917.
Yeah.
I had to lose my sideburns. I remember being like a church all day eating donuts.
Okay.
It was pretty great.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
So, the blizzard hits. That's crazy.
It's not the Halifax explosion, but in 2004, and we'll go back to the Halifax. We're just talking Halifax now. 2004, right? Halifax got dominated by Hurricane Juan. Point Pleasant Park lost a bunch of fucking trees. I didn't have power for a week. Whole neighborhood didn't have power. So you'd walk outside and people were just grilling all their fucking food because it was going to go bad. So you'd be walking down the street and somebody would be like, hey, you want a hot dog? You want a fucking, you're just eating food.
Yeah.
And then that winter, we had a huge blizzard and they called it White Juan. And it was just a complete fucking gong show that whole year, that like 3-month period. So the idea that your house explodes, your face is gone, you're fucking holding a steering wheel. The very next day, you're frozen in that steering wheel with your half head. Pretty bad.
So wait, did you guys get hit last week with Lee? Did you call
Halifax,
Mom?
I guess, did, yeah. I was just talking to my mom on the way here.
At
first, I said, Mom, 4 grandparents ago, where were they? I asked her that question.
Mm-hmm.
And then she
got cagey and defensive and raised her voice.
Yeah. Absolutely, she did. And
she said, we're not friends.
My mom would say that, 100%. No, I guess Halifax didn't get hit too hard, but this summer it's been a bunch of shit. Fucking flood, fire, and there was already a hurricane.
Where did Hurricane Lee hit anywhere? Because
it did.
I thought it was going to hit the Atlantic City while we were there.
It was in the Caribbean. We talked about it last time that it might hit Atlantic City, but it stayed out to sea. It just kind of went up the coast and caused some storms, or some what's it called? Tidal plains. What's that called? Floodplain. Okay. That's where like a storm pushes a kind of raised level of water out, so you have a higher chance of flooding. Probably what hit you guys. My mother-in-law's in Maine. Did you ever go to the Maine house?
Maine house?
Rosie's mom's house.
No.
Oh,
I got
she
asked
brought some
2
comics
years ago.
there.
Yeah. I got asked 2 years ago, but
I think she brought Pavone there.
She did. I was asked to go a long time ago, but Liz was out of town and I had baby dog, and I'll never forget this. Sam was also asked to go, and he was like, "Are you gonna go?" I go, "I can't. It's just me and baby dog this weekend." He goes, "Why don't you just kill that thing?"
Yeah,
that was when he was like a different human person. He's definitely shifted.
Is Sam your friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Has my number. You're my friend, Wilfred. We're all friends. Every comedian's a friend. I call every comedian every single day. Ask them how they're doing.
I don't. I feel like we're kind of on different ends of the spectrum. Like, because Wilfred does a show with you and you guys are friends, but where I also know people for a long time, but like I don't really, like I know kind of the score between us because I think we're friends because of the level of friendship. Because what I'm saying is like I think we're friends in that way that we see each other a lot. We have a lot of mutuals, but we've never ever done something where it was like, "Hey, Nathan, I'm in where do you live? Long Island City?"
Sure.
But like where I'm like, "Hey, let's hang." I've never done that with you. You've never done that with me. You've never been like, "Hey, I'm in the area. Let's get a coffee."
So what I have done with Nathan is like we run into each other at a show, and it turns into a hang for the rest of the night.
So you guys are better friends than us.
So that has happened where we see each other, and then it's like there. I think that's where my definition of friendship is.
You came to COVID Thanksgiving last year, or COVID Christmas 2 years ago, right?
No.
At your house?
No, he wasn't there.
I was not there. No. I would have been I was in Canada. Yeah, I was in Canada.
Have you ever driven to Halifax from New York?
No, I want to. I almost bought a Mazda Miata a couple months ago.
I saw that you also rented one.
Well, I was going to buy that one that I rented. They offered it to me.
In San Francisco?
In Sunnyvale. I drove to San Francisco, but in Sunnyvale, they offered it to me. I pulled into the Enterprise, right? And the guy goes, "What'd you think of the Miata?" I go, "Buddy, I'm not going to lie to you. I fucking love this car." And he goes, "Do you want to buy it?" I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "We sell these." He goes, "We sell these cars." So I go, "Well, how much? What are we talking? And he goes, I'd have to like check more thoroughly or whatever. But he goes, I don't know. He goes, probably like 15 to 20 grand. And I was like, there's a part of me that thought,
That's a good deal.
yeah, it's not bad. So I was like, should I buy a fucking?
What's a new Miata look like?
They're not,
Bottom.
it actually looks great. Look
Are
at
you asking
2023
AI?
Miata.
You're just talking it.
You're talking about the blue
Yeah.
one right there.
It was like
That
just
was
like
it.
that.
That
Yeah,
was exactly it.
it was
Okay.
that color and
Full
everything.
party. So I almost bought that.
Who were you with, Graham?
Greg, he happened to be in San Francisco. I wasn't with him. I was in
Oh,
Sunnyvale.
yeah.
He was in San Francisco. So I drove up there. Anyways, the guy was like, do you want to buy this fucking thing? And I sat there thinking, I was like, should I buy this, drive to Austin, dive through 90 fucking food trucks in an oven,
Mhm.
and then drive all the way back to New York? But I do want to do that drive one day. It's a lot, man.
What's
I've always
the
wanted to
it's
do
a lot.
cross-country.
What's
I've
the
never done
trip
cross-country.
to? Are you talking about the drive to Halifax or
From
the
here
drive?
to Halifax, it's like 18 hours. You gotta pass Halifax and go into fucking New Brunswick and then back down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a. Can you pull up Halifax on a map just so people can understand? It's a really weird kind of geography.
Do people see this? Do
No.
they see this?
Sometimes
No, not this.
right
but
there.
how would
That
they see
third
this?
one on the right.
She'll
Yeah, that one.
throw it in there.
Middle one. Yeah.
How? All right.
So
Yeah,
you
there's
got to go
Halifax.
through St. John, back down, right?
You don't gotta go through St. John necessarily, but you gotta go through New Brunswick. You gotta go up, past Vermont, past Maine, go into New Brunswick, drive back down, or you go to Boston, get the cat if they still even do that to Yarmouth.
What's the cat?
It's a fucking boat that goes.
Like a speedboat.
yeah,
How long does that boat take?
I think 90 minutes.
Really?
I think so. If we can look this up too, but I think I remember seeing all the commercials for it. But like 90 minutes from Yarmouth to fucking
Look up Yarmouth
Boston.
to Boston.
On the cat. I thought they got rid of it for years, but they might have it back. The cat.
There it is.
How long is the?
3.5 hours. I'm way off.
Wait, go back. It says there's a question. How long is the cat ride from Yarmouth?
3.5 hours. So I was way off.
But that's still a pretty quick trip because like if you
Yeah, it's close.
but it's Bar Harbor. It's not even Boston.
But driving that to
That's 8 hours to Bar Harbor.
but driving from Bar Harbor to fucking Halifax is massive. It's huge because Moncton, around Miramichi to Halifax is 4 hours. So I mean, you're cutting out
How much is Yarmouth to Halifax?
about 4 hours, about 3 hours.
It's a 3-hour drive from Yarmouth to Halifax?
Yeah, this is not to scale.
I thought
That's
it was
just a map.
I thought Nova Scotia was 4 inches big.
There's 3 people on it. 2 of them I think are my uncles.
The Halifax Explosion was a match went off.
Yeah, one match
Somebody-
went off. A guy lost his eyebrows. Moncton to Halifax is like 2.5 hours.
You ever been up to Cape Breton Island?
Yeah,
You've been to all the Maritimes.
basically, yeah.
Can you do a maritime accent?
Yeah.
Can you do it now?
No. when I'm home, I get it. My mom. It's funny when I talk to my mom. She says garage. She doesn't say.
Oh,
You know what
Garage.
I mean?
yeah.
Garage.
I see. I've never heard the Newfie accent. and so I
Garage
don't
is-
know.
Newfoundland's a different deal.
Garage instead of garage.
Oh wait,
Uh,
Newfie's like Irish. Or
It's
like-
just a different. It's just a different thing. It's a different. The Newfoundland accent and the maritime accent are like similar to a degree, but Newfoundland's its own deal. It's its own.
Is
thing.
it would it be distinctly Canadian?
I could tell where it's from. So I
No,
went
but
to
what
see,
I'm saying, would it sound like generic Canadian accent?
No,
like,
no.
Hey, buddy.
No,
you know?
no, not at all. No, it's its own deal.
Don't get offended.
I'm not getting
We
offended.
just
I'm
don't
saying.
know about your culture.
I know but you're putting Nova Scotia and Newfoundland together. They're not the same thing.
But they are the Maritimes.
It's not Mary and
What is it? Maritimes.
Maritimes.
Okay.
And
sorry.
and also Newfoundland is not the Maritimes. Newfoundland's its own deal. Newfoundland is out there.
Okay.
It's out. It's, you know what I mean. You can get a fucking.
Can we get a bigger
you
map
get
so we can see?
Yeah,
a
where's
ferry from Sydney to Newfoundland. That's like 7 hours. It's out there.
What?
The fucking whore is out there.
Look
She's
at-
not.
look
She's
how-
not connected to fucking Canada.
All right, just pull up maps.
Yeah, pull up maps and then
Yeah, right there. Yeah, you're good. And then we're gonna zoom out. Okay.
Look at
oh
it.
my god.
Look at it.
It's
Wait.
like you're halfway to fucking Iceland.
wait. What are we looking at?
That's Newfoundland.
Where?
Right there. That big
Oh, right
fucking.
there.
Right there. That
That's
guy.
still Canada.
Yes.
What's the biggest city in Newfoundland?
St. John's?
Is it? Have you been there?
Yes.
Is it like comparable to Halifax?
No. Yeah, I mean,
Quainter?
it's quainter and it's more scenic, I'd say.
Are they like when you go to rural prairies, Canada, they become rednecks pretty quick?
Prairies is its own deal again, man.
Are they also? But like, are they getting like anti-vax and like Trumper kind of vibes?
Where?
Up there?
In Newfoundland?
Newfoundland, yeah.
There'd be some people. The internet goes everywhere.
No, I know that.
So there'd be some people there for sure. I mean, there's definitely people in Nova Scotia. There's definitely people in New Brunswick. It is what it is. But you know what I mean?
But I'm saying like Alberta is Alberta today, if they could vote to join the United States and Trump be their president, it would win by 90%, I believe.
I don't know what the stats would be on that.
Because it's just rural places in America are doing that. So I'm wondering if that's kind of a unanimous Canadian thing. Did Halifax have its own convoy?
Just the song on repeat. C.W. McCall's
The convoy
on repeat every day since the Halifax Explosion. Crazy enough.
So it was actually time traveling.
He time traveled. He went back. He made the song.
That's beautiful.
Did we figure out enough about the Halifax Explosion? Was there enough figured out?
I mean, it really is just two boats collided.
And then
like
exploded.
City decimated. They rebuilt.
City
Yeah,
decimated. 2,000 people. It was 2,700 immediately died. Then I guess another 3,000
I think it might have been more, like around 10.
because of the blizzard.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about it when I went to Toronto. Nobody.
Really?
No, they don't teach
Was
it.
that-
They don't
Did
talk.
you-
That's such a big.
Do you get very
thing.
animated when you talk about Halifax? Do you feel like there's a little bit of an underdog, kind of like a protectionism to you? Like you want it to get the credit it's due? Like,
Sure. I
you
mean,
had your
it's
guys' own polite 9/11.
polite.
No, because it was
It
two
was
boats
nice.
being like, hey, sorry, I'll move over. Hey, bud.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry,
bud.
bud, I'll move over. And then they,
Sorry.
Both the fucking boats weren't even Canadian. Like, you know what I mean? They were in the goddamn harbor.
Yeah,
But I mean,
here
you're
we go.
putting accents on boats.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry, you do.
Okay.
I want you to be. I'll be Norwegian. You be French.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
Wait, I'm
please
French.
move over, please.
Oh.
There we go. That's at least a little bit better.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a little bit better.
Historical
And then you guys were like, "Hey, there's a boat on fire in the harbor. Let's go down there and watch it." Eh?
Halifax doesn't talk like that.
Or how do they talk?
The
Do your
Americans doesn't talk like
fucking
that. I'm not doing my accent. I'm not a fucking clown. What you're doing right now is like Northern Ontario. A couple of guys
Do your
fucking
accent, Forrest
hitting slap shots into dryers. No. When I go home, I have it. When I finally move back,
You're too proud. You're like,
Sorry,
I want to be a puppet for you.
basically, I'm not gonna put on a thing. What am
But
I
we
gonna put
don't-
on a thing?
Nobody knows what it sounds like.
I don't
It's interesting.
give a fuck.
This is
That has nothing to do with me. Go there. And the funny thing is, you might not even hear it if you go downtown Halifax because there's nobody.
because they got rid
Nova
of the
Scotia's
pizza
pushed
corner.
the fuck out.
Ah,
They're just building over top of all the poor parts of it.
Yeah.
Is there anything in America that happened that we don't teach that's similar to the Halifax explosion?
I mean,
Moon landing didn't happen, and it's not talked about enough in schools.
I mean, there's all the fires. I think that we don't really think about now.
Like
fires,
the Chicago fire.
Chicago fire. Seattle had a fire. San Francisco had a fire.
Didn't Cincinnati's river burst into flames or something? Am I crazy?
Maybe.
That's possible.
The
We're not
moon
gonna-
landing's probably the
We're not
going
going
to
to talk about it
you know
if
what I
you're
mean?
not going to do.
Not one time did they bring that up in school of like, hey, guys, I mean, come on. Isn't it a little coincidental?
What?
What are you talking about?
Okay, can I tell you guys this? I was telling you guys
Did you pivot this out of a you don't want to do a Halifax accent, but you do want to talk about the moon landing conspiracy?
didn't happen.
Okay.
I do want to go ahead.
When I moved
I
to
wanna hear this.
Toronto,
Uh-huh.
I've moved on. When I moved to Toronto,
No. I do
used
want to hear
work
it because
give me a second. When I moved to Toronto, right? My fucking manager, she goes, "Where are you from?" I go, "Nova Scotia." She goes, "Nova Scotia? Doesn't everybody fuck their cousin out there?" These are people's thoughts in Ontario. Not all of them. But
Sure.
anyways.
Well, the reason why I'm interested in the moon landing coming from you is because I thought we were friends, and you're a person that I like believe is knowledgeable. Like my brother, he'll say stuff, and I'm like, I don't believe anything that you're saying.
Why?
Why him?
Mm-hmm.
He has this tendency to like use hyperbole just because I think he gets like insecure when it comes to like his stories or something a fact that he's bringing up. So he'll use hyperbole just to like make it sound more interesting when the truth could have been good enough. But yeah, so he like blows things out of proportion a lot. So, tell me about this moon landing conspiracy.
Have you not heard? Have you not heard?
No, I don't.
What are you going to talk about? The flag?
I'm not going to talk about anything. This is not that podcast.
But
There's
you brought
other-
it up.
there's
Why
other
did you want to talk?
podcasts.
Why did you want to talk about it?
Because he said, is there anything in America that we don't talk about in schools that's on the level of the Halifax Explosion? I said, yeah, the faking of the moon landing.
No, but the
Doesn't
Halifax.
get talked about.
The
It
Halifax,
also isn't the same thing that I was.
The Halifax.
These are big things.
We're talking about something that did happen.
You know, what's it called?
This isn't. Nobody's denying the Halifax explosion.
These two cities in Japan might still have been there had this explosion not happened. That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty
Knowing
crazy.
what I know now,
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Actually-
Oppenheimer was fucking beaten off to this explosion. I had no idea.
I wrote a joke recently about.
Good. Just end the podcast there. I wrote a joke recently.
That's it. No, about how you get like caught up in legacy, and like you get caught up in like where you fit, like what have you done with your life, kind of stuff, and like does what you do matter? And then I remembered that we blew up Japan, and we don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is like,
There you go. That's one.
so you're not gonna, if you think that you're gonna be more, you're gonna leave a more lasting impression than the nuclear bomb, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
No matter how well you do.
I guess
So-
we also never talk about one thing that. Well, I guess it's not an American history thing because we only talk about Pearl Harbor, but we didn't talk about the Philippines and what's the other. Where did the U.S. have territory? The other place in
Guam.
Yeah, Guam. Also got attacked at a higher level.
Yeah.
On the same exact day.
Also, something we don't talk about is we rarely talk about Japanese internment. We don't talk about the slaughter of the Native Americans, slavery. A lot more people.
I think we
died.
talk about slavery.
We talk about slavery a fair amount.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, but we don't talk about internment. That's pretty weird. That wasn't that long ago. That wasn't even 100 years ago.
But I think it's because Asians aren't making a stink about it.
Did you guys do anything besides the residential schools?
Those started when
What's residential schools?
Britain had the country.
It was the internment of Native American children to
It started when Britain had the
deculture them.
country, and then Canada inherited it and didn't do good with it at all.
So-
a lot of mistakes were made.
If somebody,
There's a lot of things I really think that it's like, is anybody going to blame Britain for any of this fucking shit?
yeah.
Is anybody ever going to go over there? I know they make cakes and they have these shows where they got these accents, but is anybody ever going to go? Like,
it's
you
a
could
better-
drive to fucking Prince Harry today. You could find this guy at a fucking In-N-Out Burger
It's a better way
and
of
just
life.
go, buddy, which is
The British.
English?
Yeah.
No, it
Have
ain't,
you been?
man. Yes, I've been to fucking.
I do like
I don't
what
like the
they're doing.
Beatles.
Yeah.
It's too foggy.
London is great.
And it's
London
and
rocks.
it's also no, it's not. It's not. You got old buildings, great, beautiful, got weird windy streets.
Culture,
what a fucking
fields,
heroic deal.
hedgerows,
A lot of that culture is
land rights.
fucking bad.
Okay.
And it ain't ever talked about. All these other places are just like, what'd you guys do? And you go, this we inherited this. I moved into this apartment and people were killing people.
Are you wait, hold on. Are you kind of like against, is this because you were part of the Commonwealth and you feel a little bit of a stank being kind of like beholden to the Queen and the royal family? 'Cause you
No.
technically we're servants of theirs.
No.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, you're from the Commonwealth, Canada.
Yes,
which
I
is
know that.
ruled by the British royal
Yes.
family. So
Yes, I
you
know.
Have kind of a
So you don't have the sense of freedom that we have.
yeah.
That's very fair. I see what we did there. But it's just funny when every once in a while somebody's like, these whatever, some bad thing in Canada happened, and I go, when? They go 1812. I go, Canada became a country 1867. Stop it. You might as well say that New York had fucking T-Rexes.
Hold on though. The residential schools were like until like the 70s.
I said they were longer than that. I said Canada, when it took these over, did not do well with these
Yeah.
at all. A lot of bad fucking shit happened.
Nathan,
What else?
Do you think that you get so animated and ranty, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because you're in America and you have freedom of speech now?
Yeah.
I don't know why we have not. We've really. I will say this: it's very nice to be in a country where you're allowed to talk. Canada, you have
are you
to
not allowed
fill
to
out
talk?
form. You have to fill out forms every day. You have to write out all the things you're going to say and submit them to the government. And I'm talking everything, because if you say anything that's not on that paper, they'll come get you. I've been jailed several hundred times.
You have to go to the office?
The Canadian office, yeah. That's the big. That's the
Aren't there?
building.
But there are Haven't there been like multiple comedians that have in Canada?
Well, you can
that
actually
have
be
been, like-
you can get like a libel. What's it called? The human rights thing.
Yeah, you could
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Who was it?
You could be a couple guys. You could be it's in the same vein that somebody here could be sued for defamation.
Yeah.
Somebody, if you fucking whatever trash some fucking cocksucker, you could be taken to the Human Rights Tribunal.
Yeah.
And it's like it can be as simple as like you called somebody a bitch.
I don't know if it's that simple.
But okay, how about this? Like, what if Wilfred? I was like, "Hey, what's up? Can you read this with your slanty eyes?" Like that. Like that would go to the human rights camp.
it wouldn't go there. You could.
What if I took it
I
there?
I guess you could.
I could take it there.
Yes.
Mm.
The same way if he's on I don't know, Fox, and he calls you a fucking, loppy-headed cocksucker or whatever, you'd be
Yeah.
like, this guy's defaming me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if, like, let's say we're on a podcast and I'm like, oh, this is my friend Nathan.
Yeah.
Like, that's defamation.
Yeah.
Yes. I can take you to many courts
He's not your friend.
in this land.
Yeah.
We've all learned that.
No, we're friends. Everybody here is a friend. I like every comedian.
Well, thank you for coming on. Is
that it?
Nope, not yet, because we wanted to talk about you a little bit. Nathan, you have a TV show. What's it called?
It was filmed in Toronto, Nova Scotia. It's called Trapped.
And how would somebody maybe like talk if they were like a character?
Yeah, do a character.
You can watch the show
Can we?
and find out. You can't. People in Canada can.
Okay.
It's in Canada.
We can't watch it in America.
You can't watch it in America.
I thought they were about to give you your first season.
No. There's 2 seasons of it in Canada.
Where can we watch it?
The problem with America is there's so much free speech that the show can't come in yet.
Oh, because it's too free.
It's too free here. There's so much content that Canada, it's backlogged is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
There's a
think they
queue.
said
You
like
applied
4 or
to
5
be-
years. Yeah. It's at the border right now. It's in a
Canister.
It's in a canister. They're going through it. They're getting
Nice.
to it.
Okay.
I'm told any day now. But
That's great.
it's a big long line. In front of it's like a suitcase full of parrots, whatever anybody else is
Yeah.
shipping in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Crocodile shoes.
But it's a show in
About-
Canada. I
about
go
you.
home to visit my mom, and I hilarious hijinks. Ron James is in it. Jonathan Torrance is in it. I had fun doing it. Filmed in Toronto, Nova
Did you have
Scotia.
any other like? I believe David Merhej makes an appearance, right?
Dave Mirage is in it. Yeah.
What about Pat Burscher? Did he get in there?
Pat Burcher didn't. No.
Oh wow. What about Alex Pavone?
No.
Oh man, woof to these guys. These guys apparently are not your
Yeah.
friends. Katie, what's her name?
Katie.
Can't remember her name. She's pretty successful Toronto comic. Did a lot of stuff with Nathan Fielder back in the day. Alty glasses.
Katie. Oh, fucking fuck. I know who you're talking about.
Sophie Buttle. Did she make it on?
No. I know who you're talking about. I'm trying
John
I can picture
Doerr.
her.
Did John Doerr get in there?
No, I'd love to have John Doerr on it.
Wasn't he around too? Isn't he in Canada?
Yeah. No, he lives in Alaska right now, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Why?
He met
It's
a
a whole
woman.
thing, man.
Yeah.
He has a life. And Canada, crazy enough, is not like this big. So even if, most of it at the beginning, because it was filmed during Corona times, everybody. First of all, I wanted to do it in Nova Scotia anyways. I'm from there, but everybody that was in it is also from Nova Scotia
Yeah.
in the first season.
Do you guys have a single professional team out there? Like, is there a sport you can go watch? Hockey, I'm guessing.
Halifax Mooseheads, yeah.
That's the hockey team.
Mhm.
What about a CFL team?
QMJHL. CFL team? No, don't got it.
You guys are isolated as shit.
I mean, it's right there. You can see it very close to Maine.
How long's the flight from New York?
Like an hour and a half if you get a direct flight. There's
That's
not a lot of
great.
direct flights.
You want to go?
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
I go every year.
Just once?
Yeah.
Oh, because you have to apply to get back in.
I have to apply to get
you
in,
have to
and
tell
also
them everything you've said so far.
Also, is everybody? I have to write it down.
Yeah.
One time, I
This
had it all
podcast is
scheduled.
gonna be so much work.
Yeah, I had it all scheduled, and then I was like, "Hey, somebody want to get chicken fingers?" But I didn't write that
yes,
down.
you had to wait another year.
Yeah.
I
right?
did 2 months.
Yeah.
I did 2 months hard time busting in the salt mines
Yeah.
in Spring
Is there a
Hill.
flight that goes directly to
Yeah. There's
Halifax?
We just went over that.
There's a LaGuardia Halifax.
You had a stroke about a minute ago. We went over that.
I
Yeah.
truly, I will say, for about like 3 minutes, I missed like one part of the conversation, and I was just like, they're
Well,
moving
he
too
also
fast.
is all
They're
over
moving too
the
fast.
place.
Yeah.
So we're
I
just
don't know that I am. Do you think everybody looks into their history, their family history?
I just recently, I'm like, I've been telling Andy, like,
I think
fascinated by it.
I think it's a pretty common American thing, especially because we're so disconnected from our cultures. Like American culture, so
Especially
homogenous.
whites.
Yeah, white people, we just don't know anything. So I think people are more interested. Like you see it more often, like with Italians or I guess sometimes
Irish too.
Irish. It's honestly, it's more of a working class thing to know where your people are from. Like wasps, they don't know. Like like if I asked Rosebud if I asked her dad where their people were from, he wouldn't be like, we're from this part of Scotland. He'd be like, I don't know, some Scottish guy came over here in like 1720.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to find out more about your family's history, like where you like your family right now.
I also think
That makes sense.
I think it's
I don't.
In my head, you take pictures of you and your family get together at Christmas and you take those card pictures where everybody's wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
Those are the families that are like, I need to know more of this.
So
Everybody else who's eating fucking
I knew
spam
about
out of
it
a can
because-
is like, I don't need to know
Here's why I knew
more
about
of
it.
this.
Here's why I knew about it, because my family, not my family, but I, as a child, competed in the Highland Games. That's how I got involved.
the what?
Highland Games,
What are those?
Scottish cultural event.
Oh,
You do,
okay.
like caber tossing. You wear a kilt,
Oh, that's cool.
Halifax does
shit
that.
like that.
I recently, like, I've been asking my parents about all this stuff, but a big part of it is that
Like
I'm
when was
interested
the first
in
time you guys saw television?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Like
yeah.
when you saw electricity, did you think it was a miracle? You know,
Uh-huh.
things
It
like
was
that.
it was
Yeah.
the Lord. I'm interested in the Philippines. And so I've never been, and I feel like I would be fascinated by like the Philippines in that moment where my parents were there,
Mhm.
because they were under a dictator and everything. Like that's such a different experience of life.
You guys
Yeah.
are under a dictator right now, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, some would say.
Yeah,
He wants you to write everything out twice.
yeah,
And it's
Mhm.
been a real problem because the other Harper didn't want us to do that. We just had to write it down once.
yeah.
But Trudeau's like, write it down twice. One is printing and one is cursive.
Yeah.
You guys are
a
free
lot.
to do blackface though, because that's not speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. Nathan, is there anything you have that you
Plug-
want to plug?
plug
Do you do a
up.
podcast or do you have some shows coming up?
If any single person, takes anything from any of this,
Yeah.
and wants to do anything,
Uh-huh.
I have I have a show November.
Do you go on, real quick? Do you go on a lot of podcasts where at the end you feel like you've accomplished something?
I don't. Yes. I don't know. I'll say I don't know. That's an interesting question. I have no fucking idea.
Because you made it sound like we
No, you're right.
coincidentally didn't.
Podcast should probably just be stopped.
Yeah.
I have a show November 11th at Gramercy Theater in New York City.
Oh
That's
yeah,
great.
for the New York Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
I know that because I was happy for you when I saw that. That's what I.
Your acquaintance.
Because you're my favorite acquaintance.
I was happy for that billionaire who married Selma Hayek. I don't know if he's my friend.
Yeah.
November 11th at Gramercy Theater, and if you're nowhere near the city, then I have a special on YouTube called Money Never Wakes. It was reviewed by the New York Times. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. Nathan Macintosh.
Anything else?
We're friends, Wilfred.
Bye, everybody.